Hey guys, another sci-fi guy here, and today we are continuing our review of Babylon 5. Today we're also looking more at Season 1. We're looking at Episode 5, A Parliament of Dreams, or The Parliament of Dreams. This is a really good episode with a lot going on. It's definitely a JMS episode. You can tell he wrote it. His writing is so phenomenal, and there's so much going on. And it has a good mix of like humor and action and mystery and all of that wrapped up in it really well, which is what JM is so good at. Jakar is trying to enjoy his dinner, which is a very amusing scene in itself. Right when he's getting ready to take a bite of it, he gets a messenger shows up and delivers a message. The message tells him that somebody he can't stand it's a message from someone he hates and that they're dying, which Jakar is perfectly fine with. But then he tells Jakar that an assassin is coming to get him and that soon he'll be dead. So a lot of the episode focuses on Jakar trying to find out who is trying to assassinate him and naturally avoid that. This is also the first episode where we meet his aide, Natoth, played by, I believe it's Caitlin Brown in the first season. I like Natoth. And naturally, she's a suspect too. He doesn't quite trust her since she shows up right after he gets the message. He's like, and there's a whole lot that goes on with that. There's a lot of humor involved with it. I actually like when the assassin catches up to him at one point toward the end of the episode, and the assassin's reading to him, but the assassin's wearing these little accountant glasses, which look hilarious on him. And it's almost like an accountant. The way he's reading and talking is like an accountant would. And I don't know why, but despite the situation, I find it very amusing. But the whole resolution with that, the whole ending to that, where they confront him and the way they take care of the situation is very gratifying and very amusing. I really don't want to... I just feel like that would be too much spoiler territory to get into, other than to say I enjoyed it, and it was really funny, the way the scene was done. This is also a chance where we get to see one of the Minbari religious ceremonies, which are very intense, very intimate. They feel very intimate. Matter of fact, there's even a note that it even doubles as a marriage ceremony, which is really amusing there. And I like the Minbari ceremony because when we click to it, we're kind of in the middle of it. And when she talks about how, and he said, "Would you follow me?" I think it's very heavily implied that they're talking about Valen. And Valen hasn't been mentioned by name yet. Valen is a character, he was a Minbari from back in the past, like 1,000 years ago during the last Great War. And he's very highly regarded by the Minbari. He's one of the Minbari of history they hold in highest esteem. And even though he's not mentioned by name, I've always had the impression that she's quoting Valen there. So it's kind of our first glance at what I consider to be Valen, even though he's not actually mentioned by name until later. This is also the first episode we meet Lanier, who is also another Minbari. He's sent to be Delenn's assistant. And I like Lanier. He's a really good character. First off, he's played by Bill Mumy, the original Will Robinson. And he also played as the little boy in one of the most famous episodes of The Twilight Zone. And so he gets props just for that. But of all his roles, actually my favorite is him as Lanier. He's really good. He has, over the course of the series, he has a lot of dramatic moments. He has some great action moments. But he also has a lot of humorous moments as well. And we have a couple of those early on where he refuses to look up at Delenn because he knows who she really is. And she has to make that line of, "I can't have an aide that won't look up at me. He will be forever running into things." It's very amusing. So I really like having Lanier on, and he's another one I enjoy watching grow over the course of the series and how his character art works. And then Sinclair has a lot going on in this episode because one of his own, an ex-girlfriend basically, that he's on and off again with shows up. And they have a very complicated relationship. We do get the girlfriend that was in the pilot is briefly mentioned, and he talks about how it didn't work out with her when he's talking with Catherine, the new girl. Catherine Sakai, that's her name. We'll see more of her. Her and Sinclair have a very complicated relationship. It's kind of like they meet every 2 or 3 years, they hit it off, and then for some reason something doesn't work out, one of them leaves, and they just kind of keep doing that round and round and round again, like a record, baby, right round, round, round. And so there's a lot of personal stuff going on. There's a lot of humor sprinkled in this episode. I really should have done this review right after I watched it. Instead, I did it like a day ago, and my memory is... I have a photographic memory, but there's basically no film in the camera. That basically sums that up. But it is a phenomenal episode. It's really good. The special effects actually look a little better here. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but they look a little nicer in this episode than they have this season. But this is definitely a must-watch episode, and definitely one I recommend. Anyway, that's about it. I really didn't want to go heavy into spoilers on this one like I do on some of them, because I really just think it's an episode people have to watch for themselves. But a lot of action, bit of drama, bit of humor, definitely worth it. Anyway, tell me what you thought of the review. Click down below, click the like button, click the subscribe button, do the comments, all the fun stuff. You know what it is. Also, if you're interested in Star Wars, check out my other channel, Prowl1701, PROWL1701, where you can hear me say some more, because that seems to be a habit with me. It's my lightsaber hill channel. I do Star Wars lightsabers, high-end ones, and most importantly, thank you for watching.